Hi, good day. This will be the part two of our discussion for data visualization using Microsoft Excel. Now, from part one, we have performed data summary using a pivot table, and then we actually perform data visualization using a column chart. So by that example, we have understood that a certain college has a very high average time spent in terms of user time spent per course compared to another college which is actually very low. So yeah, that's a part one of our data visualization tutorial. The next part will be I want to generate a report. Basically, we will be using the same data set that we have from part one. So if you notice, this is the sample data set that we have from part one. And as what I've said in part one, I would be using this particular data set all throughout the tutorial, right? So even the pivot table, I'm still using the same pivot table, the one that was used during the part one of our discussion. I just remove the values field here. So again, the report that I want to achieve now is that I want to generate a pie chart. This is a different chart from the one that we have in the part one. So this is pie chart. I want to generate a pie chart that would basically display the number of courses from each college compared to the totality of the number of courses in the university. So we want to do that using a pie chart, right? So as what I've said, it's the same pivot table, so I'm not going to remove the rows since this will be our unique college, and that should be in the rows. And then the course name, I'm going to drag this under values. Now, what it does is that since if you notice here under course name, these are not numbers. These are names, sample subject names of any course. So the pivot table recognizes that these are not numbers. So instead of summing it up, it basically counts them. So like for example, for college one, there are 67 courses. Now you can actually check if you want to check, let's just say we're going to filter this one to college one. And then, well, by the way, if for pivot table, if you want, this is not just for pivot table, but you can actually perform filter in any given table in Microsoft Excel. And its filter tool is actually very vital in terms of if you want to filter down or if you want to look a specific value in a table, right? So if you want to perform filter in your table, there are shortcuts. What usually I just perform the shortcut, which is Control Shift L, or you can do like this. You can just make the active cell the header file or the header cell. Then you can go here, make sure you're in the home ribbon, and then in the rightmost portion of the home ribbon, you have sort and filter menu, and then just choose filter, and it will basically create a drop-down list that will be the filter for your data. So if you want to check that there are 67 courses under college one, you can just choose college one here, and it will basically list down all the courses under college one. If you drag down, there you are. So what you can do is just highlight this part up to the last course. And if you notice here at the lower right side, you have the count of your Excel rows, and it says 67. So that's confirming that there are 67 rows in college one. So, well, you can easily do that using pivot table. So what I've said, right? So if you perform that using that manner, it would be harder and it would be not time inefficient, right? So yeah, using pivot table, you can just 2 clicks, you can now generate the count of courses per college. Okay, so now that we have our data summary, this will be the data summary that will be used for the pie chart. So again, this is only the main purpose of our pivot table is just to get the summary, and then I'm going to paste it here. Just so that we will not be using the pivot table anymore. Department, and then this will be the count of course name. Now, remember that we want to have a pie chart. So we're going to insert the pie chart, highlight the data, and then go to insert and then recommended chart. And it says that the recommended chart, again, since these are just numbers, so we can just, it's a categorical data with the college and the number. So the system recognizes that the best chart to be used for this one is a column chart, but then again, we want a pie chart. So instead of the recommended chart, let's just go to all charts here, and then let's look for pie. And from here, there are not tons, but there are 5 types of pie charts that you can actually use. But let's just use the basic pie chart that we know of, right? So this is the pie chart now. And if you notice the course name, these are the legends, is actually at the bottom, and it would be hard for you to tell which particular college represents what color, right? So what we'll do is we're going to, in my case, I'm going to remove the legend and I'm going to replace it with a call out or a data label. So to remove an element, again, if you create a chart, it will become an object. The chart itself will become an object, and everything inside your chart is now an element. So if that's an element, you can actually manipulate those elements. Like for example, the legend element, the chart itself, and each single part of the pie chart is an element. You can actually manipulate those. Even the name, those are elements, so you can change those. So what I've said, I will be removing the legend because I'm going to insert a call out for the pie chart. So just highlight the legend and then click delete. So it removes the legend now. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click the chart itself. So from the part 1, we know that the plus sign has functions, the brush sign has functions. We will be using the manual way of editing the chart. So from here, just go to design. Make sure that you click the chart first, then go to design, and then you have the add chart element here at the upper left side. So I'm going to add a data label, and it says data call out. Now, if you notice, it's much easier now uh, to visualize which college has the largest or which college has largest number of courses, right? But then again, if you notice, you have parts wherein some of the colleges overlaps from each other. So what we can do is we're going to edit the call out. I'm going to go to data labels, and instead of um, data call out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose best fit. Let's see what happened. So this is the best fit that the system can provide in terms of the data call out. Am I satisfied with the result? No, I'm not. So I'm going to change it. I'm going to proceed with the outside end, and let's just say, yeah, outside end. And I can now manually drag. Let's just say I want to drag this one. So can drag it here. I can drag each chart element so that they will not overlap from each other. And don't worry, there's the call out basically points to its original location. And as a viewer, you can now easily understood which part represents what number. Like for example, this one, sorry. Okay. And this one also, it overlaps from each other. So I'm just going to edit this. And there you go. See, it would be easily understandable in terms from the viewer's standpoint. We can see that from the given data set, college number 2 has the largest count of courses, and then followed by, I think it's college number 20, which has 15% of the entire course count. Now, what if you want to display the actual value and then the percent? How do you do that? So from here, let's go to chart element and then data labels and more data label options. And if you notice, the value is in check. Now, if I'm going to check the value, it will basically change the call out to this particular format. Now, what does it mean? It is, I'm just going to drag it again because the values are overlapping. So here, okay. Now, what what does the value mean? You have college 5, of course, that's the college of the department, and then you have a number after that, and then you have the percentage. Like for example, this one, it says college 20, and then you have comma 472 comma, and then you have 15% comma. What does it mean? College 20 is the college or department. That's your category. Now 472 is the actual count, it's the actual value, and 15% is the value versus the 100% totality of your count of course names. So let's just say if you're going to sum up your course names, by using the sum function of Excel file and then dragging all the just highlighting all the numbers that will be included in the sum function, we actually have 3,183 total courses, right? So that's the 100%. Now, 18% of 3,183 is 571, which is from college 2. Now, if you want to sort it out in such a way that your pie chart must represent the highest count, or the college with the highest number of courses up to the lowest one, then you can do the same. Just the same with what we did from part 1. Highlight this part, and then go to sort, and then arrange from largest to smallest, and then expand the selection. So if you notice, it actually updates itself, and you can see that most of the colleges here basically overlaps from each other because these are small quantities, right? That will be fine. What I really want to achieve is I want to look at courses that has large number, or I want to look at colleges that has large count of courses. So as you can see, college 2 has the largest count of courses, which has 571 based on the call out, and then followed by college number 20, and then college 17, and so on and so forth. And the lowest college with the lowest count, of course, is college 12, which has 8, and it also says here in the call out. So that's how you manipulate pie chart using, that's how you visualize and manipulate pie chart in Microsoft Excel. There are tons of designs if you want to update the design of your pie chart. Like for example, if you want to have a pie chart like that, if you want to have it this way, it's a very colorful pie chart. If you want to have it that way, that would be fine, and so on and so forth. So you can just choose whatever it is that you want to, whatever design that you want to apply to your pie chart, and then you can actually just choose, and then the system will update your chart based on your selection. So as what I've said, all the things that you can see inside your chart becomes an element. So if it's an element, you can manipulate those elements. Like for example, this one, the title of your chart, I can actually drag and drop it anywhere um, inside the graph itself, and then there you can just manipulate. Like for example, you want to put the count, of course, the title of the chart here at somewhere at the right side, upper right side, then you can do that. If you want, like for example, to customize the name, you want to increase the font size of the name of the chart, and then you want to make it bold, for instance, you want to make the font color, let's just make, you want to make it red in a way, or maroon like that, then you can do that. Same with the call outs, you can also do that, right? If you want to have feel of the call out, you can do that. If you want to change the font, you can do that also. So like for example, this one, the pie chart, you want to change this. If you want to change the fill to, let's just say, a white fill, say Italian, or a picture, if you want to have it a texture na lang, let's just use texture. So instead of the usual colors in a pie chart, you can actually edit each element of the pie chart in your Microsoft Excel. That's how powerful it is. That's how powerful Excel is in terms of visualizing your data. You can actually customize all the elements that is within your chart or within your graph. So that's another way of visualizing data in Microsoft Excel using the pie chart.